We still don't know who Syracuse's starting kicker will be in week 1 against Tennessee. Let's dive right into it. For those that don't know, over the course of fall camp, Syracuse has had a kicker battle. It is between returning player Jadyn, who is a redshirt sophomore, and Iowa transfer Tripp. This is obviously very important. I know we're sitting here, we're talking about the kicker. Why are you talking about the kicker, Jackson? I mean, it's the kicker. You don't realize how important a kicker is until you have a bad kicker. Then you realize how many points a team is really leaving on the table. Kickers are very, very important. They store a lot of points, whether you like it or not. So the fact that Syracuse has a kicker battle, whether it's a good thing or whether it's a bad thing, it's definitely an important thing. And last year, as good as Syracuse was on offense and as many points as they scored and as many yards as they accumulated, they still left points on the table, in part because they were not good at kicker last year. Syracuse had the worst kicking percentage in the ACC last season at less than 60%. The exact percentage, for those that are very curious, 59.1%. Simply not acceptable. And the year before, they weren't exactly good either, but were better than 59.1%. Now, based on what Fran Brown has been saying to the media, Jadyn is going to be the guy that handles the kickoffs for the team this upcoming season. And the reason is because he's got a bigger leg. And so as a result, you can kick it farther, more touchbacks, great. So Jadyn, he'll handle the kickoffs for Syracuse football this upcoming season. Fine. But as far as the competition itself, here's what Fran Brown had to say. I'll read you the quote to you all right now. Tripp did a lot better this weekend. Of course, Syracuse had their second scrimmage. Just wanted to interject that. But anyways, Tripp did a lot better this weekend. Jadyn was winning for a while, but Tripp has lately been more on point and doing the right thing. Tripp has been a little more solid when it comes to kicking, but Jadyn has been really doing a great job on kickoffs. So what's there to interpret with this kicker battle based on what Fran Brown said? Honestly, my thought is that it seems like Tripp might have the upper hand with this. But does it really matter if he has the upper hand? In other words, I'm not looking at this kicker competition, whoever wins it, like the quarterback competition. I think barring a Nathan Peterman first half performance in his first career NFL start with the Buffalo Bills a while back, where he threw 6 interceptions, Steve Angeli is going to get at least multiple games to start before Fran Brown really considers pulling the plug and perhaps going to Ricky Collins or someone else as the quarterback. With the kicker battle, they might name someone the kicker for week 1 against Tennessee. That's great. But how many kicks does the guy have to miss before we sit here and say, well, do you just go to the other kicker now? Like if they name Tripp the starting kicker and he misses his first 2 attempts, do you just move on and go to Jadyn? Maybe. I'm certainly not treating this like the quarterback battle. Here is my thought, though. This is the idea that I teased at the very top of the show. I think Syracuse, based on what Fran Brown is saying, should perhaps consider going to a 2-kicker system. Of course, I'm not sitting here saying they should put 2 kickers on the field. No. Don't come at me like that. But if Jadyn has the bigger leg, if he can kick it farther, but maybe Tripp is more accurate, he's just missing that kick power, well, maybe you can get the best of both worlds here. Nobody's going to sit here and tell you have to use 1 kicker per game. You can use multiple kickers. You're already going to dress multiple kickers anyway. So perhaps on longer field goals, you go with Jadyn because you know he has the leg to get it there. But on shorter attempts, when Syracuse needs their kicker to hit a high pop-up straight through the uprights, you go with the guy who's more accurate in Tripp. Now, as far as what the distance should be, I don't know. I guess that's up for the coaches to determine what they're comfortable with each kicker attempting. But for me, at least, I think if it's 45 yards or more, perhaps you go with Jadyn. And if it's 45 yards or less, or maybe less than 45 yards, I should say, you go with Tripp Woody. You know that as a Division I kicker, they should all be able to kick at least 45 yards. So Tripp Woody, he's more accurate. Go with him on shorter attempts. Longer attempts, you go with Jadyn. And you can also operate like last year. If you're not comfortable really with either kicker, just go for it more often. There's no shame in going for it if you're really not confident in your kicker to make kicks. So overall, we're going to continue to monitor this kicking situation with Syracuse. Again, it's very important because last year they were not very good at kicking, and this year you have to figure they have to be a lot better because they're going up against better competition, and they're probably going to need to outscore a lot of their opponents.